And welcome back. We're here with another live video, and I wanted to just make a quick freestyle read. I don't know how long it will be, but let's jump into it and see what we end up kind of working with here. And I just felt guided to jump on. So you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for connecting here to you. And we're going to be working here. Thank you again for connecting here to you. We're going to be working with the energy of, what comes through. We have a lot of transits here that we are moving through. So, the full moon in Pisces coming up here rather soon, and we've got September just right around the corner tomorrow, technically. So let's jump into it and see here what might be at play, and we'll just do a freestyle, and then we may move into some signs, but for now we'll do freestyle. All right, so let's jump into it and hear what comes through, and let's actually do 3 stacks. Okay, I'm going to pick a stack here. I'll do 3 stacks. The first stack, second stack, and the third stack. Okay, so let's jump into it. We got the first stack here, faced by the world. The second stack here, faced by the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. And I'm hearing Leo here with the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. On the third stack, here's the Mother of Wands, the Moon, the Chariot, and a number of other cards here. This is the third stack here. So take a look at that. Again, the second stack here, Hermit and the Seven of Cups, and the World. I'm hearing, I heard it through the grapevine, I'm hearing that with the Hermit here and the Seven of Cups and the World. Let's clear it in ground. Wow, for a number of you, there's something that someone is like on the edge, I'm hearing, of calling out, and it's really nerve-wracking for a number of you possibly, and I'm seeing that it's possibly related to the second stack. I'm not quite sure, again, there could be some overlap as well, but let's jump into the first stack here, and thank you all so much again for tuning in, for connecting. The World here sits actually with the Seven of Swords and the Fool. The Fool's in reverse, mirroring the World, Seven of Swords here upright. There's something of a very strong, for a number of you here, there's a question of the next step. Hi Eve, how are you? There is a huge new beginning here on the horizon. Someone feels it, and it is an activation. I'm hearing that for a number of you, feeling some pressure in the crown chakra. There's a lot of pressure here. I'm hearing this for a number of you. If you chose the stack, there could be, it's kind of interesting. On one hand, a lot of passion to start something, for a new beginning to take place, but then at the same time it's like it feels like a really big deal. It feels like really intense. I'm hearing that the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, and I'm seeing that it comes down to structuring passion, actually, interestingly, with the Eight of Pentacles upright and the Son of Wands in reverse, looking back at the Mother of Pentacles here upright, and we have the Eight of Wands here in reverse. And we have the archetype here depicted of Aquarius here, the Fool in reverse, and the World here also can be assimilated to this sort of assimilated with the Leo archetype of Aquarius. So you got 2 cards here that do speak of very strong Aquarius energy. The Seven of Swords and the Eight of Wands is 7, 7, 8, and I'm hearing 6 as well between the two, so I don't know what that's alluding to. But so we got 7, 8 yet again, and the Mother of Pentacles, the Son of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. For a number of you, I'm hearing you are tired. I'm hearing something has reached a point of kind of like no return. It's like, okay, there's no more. I'm hearing there's no more putty. I'm hearing as well, like in the pot to work with. Like something has reached this sort of a stage of like absoluteness with the Eight of Pentacles. Like something has reached. I'm hearing again the sort of also like the grand finale, and I'm seeing that is maybe what is felt. It's like someone might be feeling that way now. For a number of you, it could just be also talking about like something reaching a climax point, like feeling that you put a lot of work into something. For a number of you, this could be something that you're building out. How many of you are actually working on something, building something out? Hi Alberto, thank you for tuning in, thank you for connecting, and thank you for your support. Very, very cool. So Eight of Pentacles, yes, Son of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Wands upright. There's something that someone has been strategizing, and it for a number of you, it's kind of gotten a little bit out of control. I'm hearing that as well, possibly for a number of you. And this came through in the extended Leo moon cycle reading that hasn't yet been posted. But if you do purchase, if you want it like more or less right now, I hopefully will put that up once this video is posted. But it's a Leo moon cycle extended, and that is on the website alchemy.com. If you order it within the next like until I'm done with this reading, then I will send you the link directly. Sora, I don't think I'm going to be putting the live mentorship session anymore. So just a side note, at least, for the time being, just a side note. So thank you so much for your interest though, and for your connection. Yeah, I just needed to kind of put a cap on this, on the private services. Thank you, Alberto, for your dear donation. Thank you for connecting. Yeah, for a number of you, it also may come down to actually like setting boundaries here with your work, with your time, with what you put in, what you put out. Because for a number of you around this time, there's gonna be a lot here. I'm hearing for a number of you, you may feel even as at stake, like there's a lot of tugging and pulling. I'm hearing maybe even on an energetic level. Like for a number of you, you may work with a lot of people. For a number of you, may work with a lot of companies here with the Eight of Pentacles, and it's just everything from every angle, sort of that is possible, kind of coming out of the woodwork. I'm hearing that as well at the same time as it might be felt. Now, for a number of you, you have to like kind of go in. I'm hearing with the knowing that this is a really strong, I'm hearing period of self-reflection. I'm hearing that as well in the Eight of Pentacles. Like, for a number of you, we can say that this is also a point of triggering. I'm hearing that with the Son of Wands in reverse, Eight of Pentacles upright, Ace of Wands upright. Like, every time I want to, like, take that time off to, like, tend to myself, it's like something comes through and it just sort of, like, it sets all the dominoes off in their opposite directions. I don't know what that's alluding to with a full in reverse, but it's like something is, like, kind of getting a little bit also, for a number of you, I'm hearing, again, out of control, a little bit, like, too much. I'm hearing that with the World and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, how many of you are feeling that that is something that has sort of been, that's been a cycle that you have been sort of moving with, 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like absolutely that's what I feel I recently have been really, you know, sort of wanting to sort of gain clarity on more recently. So okay, so Alec, you look confused. Okay, now anyways, yeah, for a number of you, look, you're gonna have a lot of people coming at you here. I'm hearing this for a number of you. Eight of Pentacles, you're gonna have a lot here in the environment that will inevitably be brought up, and the question is not what's brought up, the question is what do you do with what is brought up, because for a number of you, I'm seeing it might be a leadership position as well that you are in, and there will be a lot of people, I'm hearing it around you, who may not be directly sort of coming to your door and kind of asking you for favors. I'm hearing those with the Eight of Pentacles, but wanting to know also where you can take them, where you can direct them, where you can lead them. And the question is not always where do I lead others, it's where do I lead myself as well in that space. With the Son of Wands in reverse, sometimes I have to say no. I'm hearing that for a number of you with the Son of Wands in reverse. Sometimes it has to come to that point where I have to tell people, hey, the canvas needs to be cleared. It's kind of like this for a number of you. Maybe you started a business. This is for a number of you. There was something that you produced even, and like for a number of you, maybe it's generated. I'm hearing for a number of you, a lot of income. And that's for a number of you. Like it's become something that says reach a level of like, wow, like it's actually quite impressive. We will say that with the Son of Wands reverse, Ace of Wands upright, Eight of Pentacles upright. For a number of you, this is like you start having good for you, Yana. Wow. Yana says, I become an expert at saying no. LOL. I support you there. Okay. I'm hearing Eve as well right here. So take it as you will. You know, there's something that you know, is like, has become really, really profound. Really, really, I'm hearing actually exceptional. Maybe this is something that it's even a talent of yours and you've been like really working with it. Intensely, and it's like it's paid off for a number of you. It's also something where, let's say you got a lot of irons burning, like a lot of, what is it, with the saying, you got a lot working here for you. Eight of Pentacles, and you have a lot here, I'm hearing, on the stove, so to speak, with the Eight of Pentacles. Different plates, different dishes, like running at the same time here, and those all different servers. I don't know if those to take as you will. Eight of Pentacles here. For a number of you, you may be stalking someone. I almost said stopping someone. Interesting. Okay, and that the Father of Pentacles flew right from the face of the deck with the Ten of Pentacles beneath it, straight over to the Fool. The Fool flew out onto my lap. I caught it. Didn't fly all the way away. So, for a number of you, somebody may be actually like, as you feel it, well, we will get into this, but, I'm healing. Interesting. I'm healing again. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing Wheel of Fortune with the World here. But for a number of you, we will get into that. Give me a second. About the Eight of Pentacles. For a number of you, there's something just overwhelming. It's like, it's not that I don't want to do this. It's not that it's not something that I feel is also exciting or successful. It's that it's getting to be a little bit too, I'm hearing, intense. I'm hearing at the same time here with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, I'm even seeing somebody who's like famous. Let's clear it in ground. There are so many people, like even paparazzi, who are like coming up to them, like shoving like mics in their face. They're like, hey, we need to know like where you're at with this project. What are you doing with that thing over there? You know, and for a number of you, there is not the feeling that, let's say someone is not grateful, but sometimes it's like I have to respect myself as the creative leader here. If this and engaging in this sort of connection is not serving me, I have to step away from it. And that, for a number of you, is really the question. Like, of also sacrifice for the short term with a long-term benefit in mind, with a Son of Wands in reverse. Sometimes we have to say no to certain like hangouts with certain people. We have to say no, because it comes down to what do we want to continue to be able to offer. And it's like, if I say yes to this again, I'm not gonna be able to say yes tomorrow to other things as well that I feel are important for me. So, you know, that comes down to what do you really see of the situation. And sometimes that can get challenging because a lot of people have their interests, right? And they will bring them to your door, asking for you to like see it through and see it over, and you know, and I'm hearing brownstone here with the Eight of Pentacles, brownstone conversation. This is history for a number of you coming up for review. It comes down to energy work. I'm hearing that for a number of you big time. For a number of you, tapping into the energy wavelengths of people around you, and you know, that will become chaotic. I'm hearing very quickly over time if we don't have boundaries. I'm hearing that like yet again. So for a number of you, yes, exactly. So it's like decluttering here. I'm hearing that yes as well, but also like not necessarily, I'm saying this for a number of you, it's not about like clearing off, but just kind of consolidating. I'm hearing that as well. And for a number of you, it also may come down to what do I actually want to represent. And for a number of you, this is again very challenging because you have a lot of people maybe in your midst, and they are like, it's kind of like maybe you've been collaborating with these people in a certain way, and like it's gotten to the point where you're like, okay, we're like involved with one another. And maybe you didn't pick up on it. You didn't realize like the point at which you felt this conversation started to almost like dilute your own. Interesting. So it's almost like collaboration. What is the connection to your private story? I'm hearing that as well, because otherwise like we feel like we're washed out by also the stories of others, the conversations of others. So having a good practice as well in place where you feel that you can ground, okay, in the midst of what may feel like a really intense also event. For a number of I'm hearing this as well. Gotta recharge, regenerate, ground. I'm hearing this very strongly. And this is right around the full moon in Pisces. Going to be having a lot of water energy here, climaxing out with the full moon in Pisces, strong Neptunian energy, Jupiterian energy. It's really important for a number of you as you feel it. And I'm saying that for a number of you, this is, you know what this is. The world. Diagonal of the Eight of Pentacles. This is something you are aware of. It's not like, what is that shiny thing in the sky? Is that a star? No. You know what this is. Eight of Wands reverse. This is something that you may even be throwing. It's an event for a number that you may be actually throwing. And let's clear the energy and ground. And so, yes, and you're like, I also can't get psyched out by the feedback. I'm hearing that as well. I can. I'm here. I can read all the comments. I could get all involved in what everyone else is thinking. I'm hearing that as well with each other. And I'm hearing politics here with the world and Eight of Pentacles. But I don't have to do that. And I'm hearing that for a number of you big time with the Eight of Wands. Like, I have to put a cap, I'm hearing that as well, on how much time I give to certain activities. And I can't be waking up in the morning just reading people's comments. I'm hearing that as well with the Eight of Wands and the world. I have to have boundaries. I have to tell myself when I'm going to do the dishes. I'm hearing that as well. When I'm going to wake up. You know, these days I'm hearing in this way and what I'm going to be doing when I do wake up. Interesting. So I don't know what that's like to you. 1 second. For a number of you, oh my, you are a leader in a certain space. What are you guys up to? Sun of Wands in reverse. How many of you are in a position of leadership here around this time that you're like very much aware of being very much also somewhat of a challenging experience? I'm hearing degree as well here with the Eight of Wands. Like, you have to like constantly keep a tab on this space as well. Otherwise they're just kind of like, you know, but let's clear it. It's like pus on the stove, like boiling over. But how many of you also have a lot of fire in your chart? Oh, I see, Brianna. Okay. I see Yana. All right, cool. So Leo, I see. Visa, yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Leo energy here. I'm seeing someone else that are like, they're throwing an event and like they're throwing it. They know what's involved here. This like, it's meant to kind of be intense and involved like that. But I'm hearing disaster preparedness with the Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. It's a spirit. I'm hearing it's a page of healing. Interesting that we turn to in the book. I don't know what that's about. It's like, you know, you're gonna have this like intense experience, and you before you. I'm hearing went in like you kind of had the understanding, but it's like I gotta have my helmet on. Like I can't like go out there without any kind of like also like pager or device that reminds me. Like I have to have a reminder to like step out of the crowd every now and then as well. I'm hearing that the Seven of Swords, like, can't just like, you know, it's like, otherwise you can get swept away. Let's clear the ground. Like, I'm even seeing a book author who's like, everyone wants a signature at the end of the conversation with them. I'm hearing that. It's like, not only a conversation, but they will also want the signature. And it's like, for a number of you, oh my. Yeah, everybody wants a goodie bag. I'm hearing that as well. Like, okay, so That is the first stack. Now, let's pull a few more cards here. We're going to be pulling on the months. We'll pull from April, actually. Six of Swords. April, May. Eight of Swords in reverse. June. Five of Wands upright. July. Something started to get kind of sticky here for a number of you, possibly. It started to get kind of uncomfortable. Okay, you maybe started to sense like, oh wow, that's what happens when you don't have boundaries. I'm hearing also with your clients for a number of you. How many of you does that ring true for? I'm hearing, and she will be loved. Let's clear it in ground. Okay, I'm glad to hear that, Sarah. Yeah, and it was bittersweet because you're like, look, I don't want to say no. I'm here also to these people. I'm here. It's like you, for a number, you had to turn down actually like clients for certain, maybe service for a number of you. Oh, they crossed. Oh, I see. Rihanna. Okay, they crossed boundaries. Yeah. So it's like, and then it's like, okay, well maybe So in for a number of reasons, it comes down to a contract. Actually, it's like, I need to make very clear when we have this meeting, what is it going to be? Sort of like set out for the purpose of like, what's our goal? For a number of you, it's like, maybe this is you with a large group of people, maybe even like a team. And it's like, you ended up like meeting and talking about everything and like one meeting, and it's like you felt like you didn't have boundaries with that. So let's clear it around. You're like, well, it could be more productive, it could be, but it's really about your energy as well. I'm hearing this strongly from a number of you. It comes down to your energy, and you'll know what this is by way of how you feel after certain activities. So for a number of you, it was something you had to put a cap on, and it could be so simple as like, I don't want to go back on social media and keep looking at the same picture over and over. Like, I'm done with that. I'm hearing that as well, and I gotta like not just think that, but like actually make strides in that direction. Like, I need to delete the emails. I'm hearing that as well with the Ten of Swords. I need to delete the DMs. I'm hearing that as well. I cannot be looking back at history over and over and over and over and over again with the Ten of Swords, the Daughter of Cups, and the Hierophant. If it's not actually helping me heal. So for a number of you, again, that's maybe bittersweet, right? And sometimes it's things like that are not necessarily like, it's not nothing wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just on your like social media list. I'm hearing that, but like, you know what you do with that. You know where that takes you. It's in the back of your mind for a number of you. And you had to clear this out with the Daughter of Cups and the Fool. Like, it's just not appropriate. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. Some of you are a teacher and like you had people like adding you on social media, and it just got like, no, ooh, I can't do that. I can't look at like them in a bathing suit like that. I'm hearing that as well. These are my students. I'm hearing that with the Daughter of Cups and the Fool. Like, it's just like inappropriate. I'm hearing that like yet again. Now, for a number of you, it might be something where like your students want to get like close with you and they want to get all like comfy cozy, and like it just, you couldn't. I'm hearing it's like, I can't. Now, for a number of you, it's just something sentimental that you felt you didn't want to really have to even address. Okay, it's like something that you just filed away, it's stowed away, it's in the binder, it's in the folder. You're like, forget it. I don't want to, I just kind of like want to forget it. I'm hearing that as well, but it comes down to like, hello, it's Friday, and we said that we would be looking at this today and like making the decision on it. Sun, Swords, reverse, up. So whenever it's something inevitable where you're like, if I don't make the decision on this now, it will be coming up for review. It will repetitively be brought up, and I don't want to be, I'm hearing called up as like a rubric without rules. I'm hearing that as well. And again, it comes down to boundaries. Six of Cups here, Son of Swords and Lovers. And it was, for a number of you, for those of you who are really social, like really, like, where social life is, and you enjoy that, you partake in that. Those of you have a lot of Aquarius, a lot of Libra, saying no to certain things may have felt out of character, right? In certain ways, you had to make that decision where you're like, man, I feel like I'm kind of like, going down the wrong road a little bit, but you realize like I'm doing this for the better also of their own good. Let's clear the ground. Yeah, because also someone didn't want to pick favorites. Yeah, they didn't want to make some people feel like, I added you, but not them, and so they had to delete everyone, basically. Justice here with the Son of Cups and the Five of Cups and the Six of Cups, and it was bittersweet. I'm hearing that yet again with the Daughter of Wands. Now, for a number of you, and I also don't want to say, like, one person kind of bent the spoon for everyone else and no one else could kind of use it. I don't know what that's alluding to, but take it as you will. Here we have the Six of Swords in April, May, June, July, August, September, October is the Daughter of Cups. Finally, I'm hearing replenishing our assets here. For a number of you, whatever was like drained you during these months, you will no longer be feeling. I'm hearing drunk there, okay, with the Daughter of Cups in October. That's when we see the major resurgence of energy. Ten of Swords here in November. Now, for a number of you, this is something where you were very public in your work. You are highly, highly integrated with a large circle of people. Maybe it's your audience. For a number, you got a lot of Leo in your chart. You may be really integrated in a certain public space to a certain extent. It wouldn't be surprising, right? Like, Leo energy really is one with the stage. But daughter cups, by way of, you know, their natural nature. But for daughter cups, for a number of you, it's like this was something that you needed to kind of step out of the limelight with, ironically enough, and I almost flipped over the whole deck that's faced by the two wands here. Yes, and it was almost this nature of needing to kind of feel, you naturally felt this instinct almost, like to kind of take things more to the private scale here with the daughter of cups is what I'm hearing. And it was partly due to people getting into your private business. Nobody has any business there. I'm hearing that for a number of you. As you may have felt it, you're like, there's no reason why people should be looking in my shoebox. I'm hearing that specifically where I keep my private folders, where I have my you know, my also my public information. I'm hearing you know, process through. It's like there were too many people involved here, too many hands. I'm hearing in the pot, like kind of working with it, you know, as a cauldron. Actually, with the Six of Swords, it's like I didn't want people, and it's not because of what they were doing necessarily for a number of you. It was more so a matter of what you were kind of sensing or picking up on, like, you know, just naturally by way of the space. It's something that was inherently private, and you just didn't want to feel like everyone was involved in that, and that's perfectly fine. You have the right to feel that way, right? Okay, you have the right to set the boundaries of what feels private to you and public to you, what feels like what should be private material and what should be public material. So let's clear the energy and ground the daughter cups. You're regaining a sense of the connection between your private and your public life. I'm hearing the daughter cups, like, and for a number of you, just, you know, it's like, why does everyone need to know, like, what's in my notebook? I'm here kind of feeling, why do I need to, like, share maybe it's something that you were actually openly doing? You're like, I was openly inviting people into my home, and, like, you know, I would take my clients through my room first, and then they would, like, touch all my books, like, and no, I'm hearing that. Daughter cups, I'm sorry, I need to know what I feel about this also first. I want to meditate on that prior to carrying this space out. And let's clear it and ground. Let's clear it and ground. Let's clear it and ground. Yeah, some people did not understand that. They were like, oh, I can't come in anymore. Do not disturb. Oh, okay. Yeah. Son of Cups, there's a little bit of processing there, a little bit of adapting. They'll adapt, don't worry. Okay, Son of Cups here with the Daughter Cups. You know, it takes some practice. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Right, to kind of set the standard, set the expectation, and you know, not a lot of people like change. They don't want to feel like, you know, something is changing. Or, oh, well, now it's no longer like that anymore. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what's right for you. I'm hearing the Daughter Cups and Son of Cups. Now, for how many of you is this something that you have been working with actively, where this has been like really a big theme for you lately, even for years now? And you know, we have 5-6 planets that are generational planets going retrograde, so things are really being brought up from the past. Let's clear it and ground. Yeah, Yana. Oh, really? Not coming into the interesting. So, I see, yeah, Visa, okay. Okay, so why are we talking about other people in the chat? Like, this is so irritating. But, you know, it's, I don't know, for a number of you, like, okay, sorry, everyone, to whoever is watching. Like, someone's, like, kind of talking about, Visa is the one, I think, moderating, right? What exactly is going, why is someone calling someone else out in the chat? Not cool, right? Okay. Okay, let's clear it and ground. So yeah, for a number of you, it was also something that was just getting complicated. You're like, I don't really want, I'm hearing this for a number of you, with the Daughter Cups and the Son of Cups, I don't really want to, like, get involved in that. I'm hearing that as well, and you just felt it possibly inherently. It's like, it's just not going to be also possible for a number of you, and it was just too much drama. Way too much drama for a number of you, and you needed to just, I'm hearing, like, slide through the door a little bit and, like, ask everyone else to leave the room. Interesting. So let's clear it and ground. Daughter of Cups and the Son of Cups. And so yeah, oh, Yana, okay, you're also on that. Yeah, I don't know, someone's got like 500 accounts here, so we just gotta, like, kind of remove that, and you know, sometimes you have to get serious about you know, the sort of the alias game here, because it's irritating actually, and it's gotta stop. So let's just clear that, and love and light to everyone. But, you know, at certain points in time, like, things need to be called out, and it is bullying actually for a number of you. Somebody here is putting an end to that. They're wanting to make it very clear that certain things are not acceptable. And maybe for a number of you, it's like, hey, maybe some like creative content, directors, they're cool with that. They're cool with having like all of their cast and crew over at their house. But for, other content creators, that's like not okay. So, if that's something that you're interested in, like find another content creator. I'm hearing that as well. So maybe a director had to set the stage here and really like kind of scale it down. And so thank you so much, Natural State, for your dear connection here and for tuning in. Now, yeah, Visa, exactly. So, yes, exactly, Visa. I'm hearing that there is a lot here, though, that still is needed to kind of define very clearly. And, for a number of you, people will push the envelope. They will. And it's not necessarily to say, well, oh my gosh, like, they're wrong for that. But it's like, you need to tell people how to treat you. And if you do not have boundaries, they will take advantage. They will try to do what they can. Okay, they will try to also, those of you who are like, kind of very empathic, there will be people who try to take advantage of that. And you have to know when people are really in it for truth, and actual, I'm hearing enlightenment, I'm hearing that as well, and who is here to kind of drain, I'm hearing your resources. And for a number of you, maybe this was challenging because you didn't want to get to the point where you were like accepting certain clients and denying other clients, but I'm hearing again, for a number of you, remember this, you're the director, you're the content creator, and you have to set that stage, because if you don't set it, I'm hearing Leo so strongly here, others will try to take it on. I'm hearing for you, and what's the point of that, right? Your magic is your magic. It's up to you, and for you to know what's right for you, right? That nobody else can come and tell you, hey, I think you should like lead out your business in this way. Like, hey, I think like, that's appropriate, and like this is not. Like, they have their opinion. When it comes down to you with you have to be making those decisions on what also feels right for you. Maybe on a personal level with yourself. And there's no need to even explain to others why certain things are unacceptable for you, right? That's like not their problem. So there's something that you're maybe kind of uprooting here around this time for a number of you. You're uprooting here with the Daughter of Cups and the Son of Cups. You're wanting to kind of make very clear as well where you stand within a certain space. And maybe in the past there was this feeling of like, well, we're kind of, and this is guilt. This is all guilt energy with the Six of Swords upright, Eight of Swords in reverse, manipulation. I'm hearing this as well for a number of you. Guilt, where you felt, oh gosh, I can't say no to them, they're my family. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. Oh, that's all like the psychological sort of interpretation of your intuition, actually. So for a number of you, there are a lot of desires. I'm hearing those with the Daughter Cups that you realize, what a shame to not be able to activate those, right? If we're busy dealing, for a number of you with drama, then, there, and once again, for a number of you, there will be a focus on clearing and cleansing here. Actually, you might have to take some time out actually to just kind of like hold space for those people. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you, where you are acknowledging, right, what your needs are, and that, concentrating on that and allowing that vibration to emanate and making it very clear to others. For a number of you, it comes down to cords as well, possibly with the Daughter Cups. Saying, to maybe a number of people, I'm no longer going to be operating in this environment and also in this way. And that will be taking some time. It takes time to wean people off of, right, certain kinds of substances, right? If we think of it in that way, and, we're heading into Neptune here, hitting the climax point of the full moon in Pisces, and Neptune is retrograde, so we'll be really seeing very clearly where we're giving our power away, where that sense of, oh my gosh, we're, like all are one, but we are also operating on a paradigm where we consciously channel our energy resources, and we have to make sure that we're responsible in that space and saying, hey, is somebody draining my energy? Let me put an end to that. Not what they're doing, but what I allow their actions to sort of set the stage with for me reflectively. Like, in other words, where did you kind of depend upon the actions of others when it came to your conversation with your creative abilities? Okay, so for a number of you, let's clear the energy and ground. There is a lot that happens in waves, and it is going to be a process. I'm hearing this for a number of you. It might be a number of triggers here that you're working with the Son of Cups and the Daughter of Cups, where it's like you're sort of working through like the space of also what you feel you should do and what you feel you want to do. That is something maybe for a number of you that you're really trying to balance as well. So, yes, exactly. And it's not a space of judgment necessarily. Yet again, it's not like I have to explain. I don't owe anyone an explanation for why, or for what I feel. Why would somebody place judgment unless that is a conditional connection or relationship? So in other words, for a number of you, finding the peace of mind to identify your truths, where it's like, hey, okay, like apparently we're not able to like sort of play on the same level playing field here. So then why don't you go on your way and I will go on my way, and I will have this time to really reconnect with my vision and highest version of my story with the Son of Cups and the Daughter of Cups. For a number of you, again, not everybody's gonna understand that. They are gonna wonder like, why are you leaving? Okay, but they may react. It may be a reaction. It's not actually like maybe a question. When people feel like they're losing something, they will try to reel you back in oftentimes, especially if there is if it's a codependent connection. So if somebody, let's say, feels like also you owe them something, I don't know, that's only me too. It can be karma here with the Ten of Swords, but let's clear that. This is just the way energy can work. If after a certain period of time where a pattern has been created, it's very challenging. If something has been permitted and allowed to a certain point to reformat that psychology, but you can always do that, right? You can always start at least, and that's when you make that conscious decision to do that with the Ten of Swords, the Son of Cups, and the Daughter of Cups. For a number, you get to the point where you say to yourself, what a shame to allow this to continue in this way. What a shame. Because if that is my standard, and it's not even my standard, then what's my standard? Good for. I'm hearing that. Like, what a shame if I do not actively address what I feel in this case scenario. And that's fine. So let's clear that around. Yes, Visa. Right. Making peace with making peace. The process of making peace. Sometimes we think, oh my God, but to like have closure in that space, like we both need to say sorry. We don't. Right? Everything is energetically sort of held prior to the physical sort of paradigm. So you can disconnect whenever you want. But it's that place and time that you set on an energetic frequency and wavelength that sets the stage for what is then carried out, and what you observe physically of that experience. So, there's just so many layers to that. But let's get into the second stack here already. Okay. Second stack here. Daughter of Wands. For number, there's a pattern here that is being readdressed with the Daughter of Wands, Six of Cups. There's something that has been ongoing. I'm hearing for number of you, there's something you are wanting to redefine or clear in the environment is what I'm hearing with the Daughter of Wands, Four of Wands. Something that actually is, yes, for a number of you, there's something in the environment with the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups. For a number of you, this is possibly a position that you want to take on, and it is something in relation to your social experience. For a number of you, there's so much involved here. It's layers deep with the Six of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. I wouldn't be surprised to know that for a number of you, you're working with, ancient soul contracts here with the Hierophant mirroring the Six of Cups, and the Mother of Cups. For a number of you, I'm hearing somebody here is in love with you. I'm hearing this for a number of you. A soul high priestess. The Empress right there. Oh, at the base of the Mother of Cups. Up right, looking at the door. Ooh, really? We're gonna freaking really, super duper, really bring the second card of Pisces out on top of the High Priestess now. Okay. Hangman, how many of you have Leo in your chart? How many of you are resonating with the second stack? How many of you chose, let's say, the second stack or consciously sort of felt the connection here? And thank you all so much for connecting here and tuning in. For a number of you, there's something in your environment here that is kind of, whoa, Two of Cups. I'm feeling some pressure on the heart chakra, in the solar plexus and up into the throat chakra. For a number of you, there's someone in your environment who like really wants to connect with you. They miss you. I'm hearing that real strongly. And Mother of Cups is looking at the Daughter of Wands. There's something that kind of has been a lot. Whoa. Justice. Like a lot that hasn't been said. I'm hearing in relation to the very, ironically enough, the very intense feeling space. So for a number of you, someone may not yet have expressed what they felt. I'm hearing that. There's something that maybe like needs a little more time. Eight of Cups here possibly to release and heal. For a number of you, oh really, Jessica? And yeah, this is something possibly that like someone just feels they're like, it's like this. I can't open to this next chapter of my life until I have like, let's play energy in the solar plexus. I'm hearing that yet again. In the throat as well, in the heart chakra, down the throat chakra as well. For a number of you, there is something here that yes, it's and let's also clear the sacral while we're at it. I'm hearing that Fool in the Sun of Pentacles. Okay, but for a number of you, it's like it's almost like, let's clear it 1 second. Yeah, it's kind of like, you can't move on to the next chapter until you finish writing the last. Like, I can't open myself to this new experience until I absolutely say no, you know. Also, I'm hearing no to that other person. Maybe for a number of you, it's like, something was left hanging. Now, let's pull the cards here in monthly fashion. We'll see what the energy sort of theme is over time, so-called, and let's see here. Okay, in April we have that Father Sword. Somebody was very clear on something. I'm hearing like from the get-go, it was like no question. Hangman here in reverse in May. June is the Five of Pentacles of Bright. July, whoa, someone was like, I can't say it. That was really, really troubling to them. They were like, it's that feeling of like watching your crush watch by. I'm hearing your crush as well. Okay, your crush watch by. They might be crushing on you. they might be stalking. I'm hearing that as well. Okay. Anyhow, Five Pentacles. But for a number of you, it's like you watch your crush walk by and like you feel the feeling of not actually like actively telling them what you feel. It's like I'm watching them walk by, like I could like come over. I'm hearing that as well, but I can't. I'm hearing that with the Hangman here, the Five Pentacles, like justice. It's like just watching someone watch by. Interesting, keep saying that. So it could be reflective space here. April, May, June, July, August. August. Someone had to like. Oh, it's so awkward. Justice. It's like someone is not admitting something possible, or there's somewhat of a sense of pressure when it comes to like calling something out. Six of Cups in August. September's the Three of Pentacles. October's the Four of Wands of Bright with the Wheel of Fortune reverse. And the Four of Pentacles, oh boy, it starts to really turn into a very hot tango here. I'm hearing this for a number of you, like something starts to become almost like catch-22 slash opening. I'm hearing, okay, hold on. It is a ultimatum. I'm hearing that the Ten of Wands, like it could feel by way of the universe. Like I feel like the universe is opening this door for one last time, and either I'm going to walk through it or I'm going to I'm hearing land on another part of the map. I'm hearing that as well. So take it as you will. Let's collect the cards. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll jump into the third stack here. It's funny, we actually didn't even pull on the Hermit and the Seven of Cups in that second stack. So for a number of you, there's something that is actually very secretive. Maybe it's like a secretive sort of private side of this. So it could have come down to a confession. Let's jump into the third stack here. Mother of Wands reverse. Let's clear it and ground. Nine of Wands upright. For a number of you, there might be an emphasis on number of stacks as well. Feel free to watch multiple stacks if you do feel guided. But for a number of you, there's something that there's a sense of a lot of potential here with the Mother of Wands in reverse. 1 second. Somebody is about to present something. I'm hearing this. They're gonna like communicate, maybe even to someone's family, or they're thinking of doing that. It's a very sensitive subject for a number of you. It's something that will require like very careful hands. I'm hearing that with the Mother of Swords, Father Cups, Ten of Cups. Like somebody wants to treat some discussion with like, kind of like velvet gloves. I'm hearing that, like white velvet gloves. Like, okay, like I don't know what that's only to. 1 second. I'm hearing Michelin statement. Someone maybe even wants to make a suggestion to like, hey, I'm thinking like, what if you were to like, I don't know what that's about. Maybe someone wants to make a careful segue into a certain, also new genre way of having a certain type of discussion. And it can be like the sensation of like, well, I never really talked about that with them. And we never discussed the whole thing about children. I'm hearing that as well. And so now I feel like it's time. I'm hearing that for a number of you. And so for a number of you, there is a question of emotion at play here to a significant extent. It's something where we're really talking about also our needs emotionally, maybe with someone, and it's kind of possibly for a number of you becoming surreal. You're like, whoa, we're reaching this, like I'm seeing people who are dating and like someone's like, okay, I want to tell them like how I also feel about children. I'm hearing that specifically, like I want to come out, okay, fine. I'm hearing this specifically, like I want to like start really thinking about that as well, like with them. Interesting. Maybe for a number of you, 1 second. You're having dreams. For a number of you, this is something that you want to present. Let's clear it in ground. I'm hearing someone wrote someone a song. Father of Wands wrote the Mother of Wands. Someone's very physically attracted to somebody. They're like imagining being with them. Oh my. 3 of Wands at the base. Here with the 2 of Wands as well. Ace of Swords are preparing something, even like a poem. Wow, so beautiful. Flipping over is the 4 Cups reverse, Death upright, Temperance upright, 7 of Pentacles upright. Somebody's in love with someone. They're at that point, almost. I'm hearing this way of like confessing that. Okay, so let's get a few more cards out. 12 cards here actually for the monthly spread. That one, the card was that. I think it was either the Moon or the 10 of, I'm here, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. Let's get it off the ground. Beast. The energy and ground again. Devil's on the floor here with the Moon and the 2 of Swords, yeah. So, for a number of you, someone's having a dream of someone, even like repetitively. Thank you, Brenda, for your dear donation. Somebody's like having like a repetitive, also like vision. I'm hearing that they're having like a premonition, and Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands reverse. Okay, April, May is the Empress in reverse. Someone is dreaming of someone. They're imagining them like as the mother of their kids. I'm hearing that as well. Like they're really thinking of that, or they're thinking of these things. I'm hearing that. The Father of Pentacles, April, May, June is the Father of Pentacles. July, the 4 Swords in reverse. Somebody feels like they're actually also they're recognizing like how deeply they're falling in love with someone. That's also what I'm feeling. Mother of Wands. Oh my God, they're imagining someone with like flowers in their hair. Let's clear it in ground. I'm here September here. This is April, May, June, July. August is the Mother of Wands. August, September, the heat really is turned up with the Mother of Wands in August. September is the 10 of Cups. Someone's like having a moment that they can't hold back. I'm hearing in that way. Like it can actually be a revelation. This is September. October is the Moon in reverse. Wow. We start really confessing things in October. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. And then we have here November, December, January is Sun in reverse, 7 of Wands, Daughter of Swords. For a number of you, 1 second. Yeah, I'm here sliding in the DM. Somebody could be like they want to reach out to someone. All right, thank you for tuning in. Always take it, can be taken, perceived in different ways. Always a matter of perspective.